Chosen one, this message you are about to hear is a divine revelation from the throne room of heaven. If you are here right now, understand this with every fiber of your being. God pulled you here. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random moment in your day. Heaven interrupted your steps because there is a word you must hear, a command that will shift the atmosphere around your life. And that command is simple yet fierce, gentle yet powerful, quiet yet thunderous, across every unseen realm affecting your life. It is time for you to rest, to release the battles that have scarred you, to loosen the weights that have bent your shoulders, to stop carrying what was never yours to carry, for you have walked through storms that were meant to sink you, yet you survived. You have endured pressures that were meant to break you, yet you stood. You have held on through nights when your prayers felt like whispers swallowed by darkness. Yet God heard every one. And now your Father in heaven is declaring over you, "Enough, my child. This battle is no longer yours." Just as he spoke to his people in Exodus 14:14, saying, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." And that same truth is wrapping itself around your heart, even now, not to weaken you, but to free you, not to diminish your strength, but to shift the fight from your hands to his, because you have done everything you could, given everything you had, endured when surrender seemed easier. And now the commander of heaven's armies steps forward, taking the weight from your grasp, ending your season of striving and ushering you into a season of surrender. For rest is not weakness. Rest is obedience. Rest is spiritual warfare. Rest is God whispering, "You have carried this long enough. Let me carry you now." And some of the breakthroughs your heart has cried out for will not arrive by pushing harder or doing more, but by releasing more, trusting deeper, surrendering fully. For Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." And in your stillness, heaven moves. In your silence, battles shift. In your rest, doors open that effort could not reach. And the enemy trembles at a believer who refuses to panic, who stands still in faith, who chooses peace instead of pressure. So, chosen one. Before we go further, if your spirit bears witness to this truth, act on it now. Like this message as your agreement. Subscribe so you never miss a word heaven sends your way. Drop your city and nation in the comments so the remnant God is awakening across the earth can stand together in unity. And to those supporting us and giving into this ministry, whether through the comment section or the super thanks feature, hear me, you are not just a giver. You are a co-laborer. We are partners in this divine assignment. Your seed is not random. It is a prophetic yes. It is you saying, "Lord, I trust your warning. I align myself with your protection." May your seed rise as a shield in the Spirit, speaking louder than any trap formed against you. Now stay with me. Chosen one, God has seen every silent battle that has drained your strength, every invisible weight that has pressed against your heart, every moment your mind felt stretched thin beneath pressure no one else recognized, and he has watched you move through life in survival mode, pretending to be steady while your soul whispered for relief, saying, "I'm fine," with your mouth, while your spirit cried, "I am tired," insisting, "I can handle it," while your heart trembled under the burden. And in the quiet places where no one else could hear your breaking, God heard you, just as Psalm 139, verse 2 declares, "You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar," meaning that not one tear escaped his sight. Not one restless night went unnoticed. Not one moment of emotional exhaustion was overlooked. And today, heaven leans toward your weariness with a divine command that echoes through your spirit. Rest, my child, for you have carried enough, and where others overlooked your heaviness, God has drawn near, fulfilling the promise in Isaiah 40:29 that says, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." Reminding you that your fatigue is not a failure, but a sign that you have reached the limit of human strength and are now stepping into the beginning of divine strength, because you were never created to carry life alone. And heaven will not allow exhaustion to break you, for God is stepping into your story, not to criticize your weakness, but to reinforce it, not to expose your struggle, but to heal it, not to judge your weariness, but to lift it. And this is the moment when He replaces your battle fatigue with supernatural rest, supernatural renewal, and supernatural endurance. For some battles were meant to shape you, but others were never assigned to you. And the weight of those unassigned battles has pressed your soul in ways you were not built to sustain. And God is gently loosening your grip from the burdens that were draining you more than developing you, just as He once said in Deuteronomy 3:22, "Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God Himself will fight for you." And that same assurance is being spoken over your life, even now, for you have tried to fix people God did not ask you to fix. Heal wounds He did not ask you to heal, and hold together situations He intended to release. But today, the God who sees the invisible wars of your heart says, "Stand back, this battle is mine now." And when God takes over a battle, victory stops being a possibility and becomes a certainty, because your exhaustion came from doing divine work with human strength, from carrying spiritual loads in natural power, and from fighting wars that required God's armor. And now, heaven is stepping in with precision, power, and purpose, saying, "Give it to me, I will finish what you cannot." And this is where striving ends and surrender begins, where pressure lifts and peace enters, where heaviness breaks and hope rises, because you are stepping out of the fight and into the arms of the one who never loses, the one who never fails, and the one who has already secured the victory, unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. Chosen one, you have been walking through a season where your mind has been racing, your heart has been planning, your spirit has been fighting, and every moment felt like a tug of war between what you could control and what you could not. Yet, even in the chaos, God has been whispering a new invitation, calling you out of the weight that has drained you and into a peace that will redefine you. Because striving is loud, but surrender is peaceful. Striving is exhausting, but surrender is restorative. Striving demands more strength, while surrender releases divine strength. And God is pulling you toward a season where pressure loosens its grip, and His presence becomes the atmosphere of your life, just as Jesus said in John 14:27. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you, not as the world gives, do I give to you." Revealing that the peace He offers is not shallow, not temporary, not fragile, but powerful enough to silence storms and steady hearts. And He is offering that same peace to you right now, inviting you to rest, not because you are weak, but because you are chosen, because you are stepping into a divine shift where your responsibilities will not crush you and your future will not intimidate you. For rest is not inactivity, but spiritual clarity, not passiveness, but strategic obedience, not losing control, but giving God control. And in this very moment, your spirit is beginning to unclench. Your heart is loosening its grip on what it cannot fix, and your mind is stepping out of survival mode because God is ushering you into a new rhythm, a new posture, a new spiritual pace, where trust becomes your default and peace becomes your shield. For Jesus declared in John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world," meaning that you are not resting because your world is perfect, but because your God has already conquered what tries to unsettle you, and the weight that has been crushing you is revealing something deeper. If it is breaking you, it did not come from God, for his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And today, he is asking you to release every burden you picked up out of fear, out of responsibility, out of pressure, out of habit, and to give him the anxiety, the overthinking, the fear, the outcomes, the timelines, and the people who weigh on your heart. Because God is not watching you drown to see how long you can tread water, but to rescue you, restore you, and reintroduce you to a peace that surpasses all understanding, as promised in Philippians 4:7, a peace that guards both heart and mind, a peace that storms cannot steal and enemies cannot break. For you are being led into a season where your soul will rest, your emotions will breathe, your mind will settle, and your spirit will rise, because Jesus, not you, will carry what once overwhelmed you. And sometimes the most powerful act of warfare is doing nothing but trusting everything, standing still the way Moses did when trapped between an army and a sea. For God told him in Exodus 14:13, "Do not be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." And that same command is echoing over your life now, calling you not to run, not to strive, not to panic, but to stand in faith. For the God who split seas, calmed storms, shut lions' mouths, and overturned impossible situations is stepping into your battle and saying, "Watch me handle this." And in your stillness, he is fighting. In your surrender, he is moving. In your silence, he is speaking. And in your rest, he is rewriting the entire storyline of your victory. Chosen one, what you're stepping into now is not stagnation and not delay, but divine strategy, because standing still does not mean you are stuck. It means God is working in places you cannot see, weaving outcomes you could never produce on your own, shifting timelines, redirecting attacks, and constructing breakthroughs behind the curtain of the unseen. And every moment that feels quiet is not absence, but preparation, just as Isaiah 64:4 declares. "No eye has seen a God besides you who acts for those who wait for him," meaning heaven is moving fastest when your life feels slowest, and every delay has been a setup for the glory about to unfold in your story. For God is the one who turns dead ends into deliverance, and pressure into purpose, and fear into foundation. And even now, he is fighting enemies you never knew were aiming for you, blocking arrows that never reached you, dismantling traps formed against you, and silencing voices that intended to wound you before they could speak, because some of your greatest victories were won in realms you never witnessed, and some of your biggest storms died out before they touched your life. And heaven has been covering you long before you understood how deeply you needed covering, for God is stepping in, not as a distant observer, but as a present defender, right in the middle of your battle, fulfilling the promise of Psalm 18:2, which says, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer." And that same God is now taking over the very war that has kept your heart on edge and your spirit exhausted, making this the moment where pressure lifts and peace settles, where striving ends and divine intervention begins, because he never tells you to rest without purpose. And he never calls you into stillness unless he is preparing something greater on the other side. Something you are not meant to fight for but receive. Something not built by effort but by faith. And what looks like a pause in your life is actually a holy construction zone where God is rebuilding your strength, restoring your clarity, repairing your confidence, renewing your identity, and preparing you for a blessing you were not ready to carry before, as he did with Elijah when he told him in 1 Kings 19:7, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." And just like Elijah, you are not resting because your story is over, but because God is getting you ready for the chapter that will require a stronger you, a clearer you, a healed you, a steadier you. And everything the battle drained from your spirit is about to be replenished with fresh power, fresh grace, and fresh direction. Because God is not removing the battle to make life easy. He is removing you from the battle to protect your purpose and position you for divine alignment. And this rest you are entering is not passive, not small, not empty, but a supernatural reset designed to bring your soul back into rhythm with heaven. For the next season of your life will not be carried by anxiety or effort, but by the strength of the one who never grows weary, the one who renews like the eagle, the one who restores what was lost, the one who redeems what was broken, and the one who is preparing you to rise again with more vision, more peace, more authority, and more spiritual stamina than you have ever walked in before. Because, chosen one, God is not slowing you down, he is setting you up. Chosen one, you are stepping into a moment where God is not simply restoring what was lost, but rebuilding you into someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with heaven than you have ever been. For this is not a partial recovery, but a divine overhaul of your spirit, your heart, your identity, and your vision, a holy rebuilding that touches every place life has bruised and every corner the battle has drained. Because God is not the God of small repairs, but the God who makes all things new. And right now he's gathering every broken piece of your heart with the tenderness described in Psalm 147 verse 3, which says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds," meaning your wounds are not ignored but wrapped in his presence. Your pain is not dismissed but redeemed by his mercy, and your exhaustion is not overlooked but transformed by his strength. For rest is not the end, but the reset and the realignment that positions you for the next chapter, the chapter where your joy returns, your hope awakens, and your purpose reignites. And God is removing you from unnecessary battles because he refuses to let fatigue shape your destiny, pulling you out of the warfare that was draining your spirit and into the stillness that will rebuild you from within. Just as he once said in Isaiah 41:13, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.' And the same God who held Israel's hand is holding yours now, leading you gently out of survival mode and into a life where peace becomes your foundation, clarity becomes your rhythm, and trust becomes your breath. Because what God is preparing for you cannot be carried by a weary soul. And so he is restoring what the battle stole: your joy, your rest, your stability, your confidence, your identity, your voice, your vision, and your spiritual strength. And everything the enemy tried to break is now being rebuilt stronger than before. For God is touching every area that has been worn out or wounded and filling it with supernatural grace. And he's giving you rest, not because the journey is over, but because the next stretch requires a renewed version of you, the version he is shaping during this holy pause. The version that can stand without shaking, walk without breaking, and rise without hesitating. And you will soon look back and understand that this season of stillness was not God withholding from you, but preparing you, positioning you, purifying you, sharpening your discernment, clearing your spiritual vision, and strengthening the foundation beneath your feet, so the blessing he is about to release will not crush you, because what is coming next requires stability, maturity, and peace. And God is giving you all three as he lifts the weight from your shoulders and replaces it with his presence. For he is not just restoring you to where you were, but elevating you to where you were always meant to be. And when the testimony finally unfolds, you will know without doubt, without question, without hesitation, that it was God who carried you, God who covered you, God who protected you, and God who prepared you through rest for the victory you are about to walk into. Chosen one, as this revelation comes to its final rise within your spirit, hear this with every heartbeat. You have fought enough, cried enough, stressed enough, carried enough, and worried enough, and now God is placing a divine period at the end of the sentence of your struggle, declaring over your life that your season of relentless battle is giving way to a season of supernatural rest. For this is not just God comforting you, but God commanding you to release what was never meant to live in your hands. And heaven is whispering with authority, "This battle is mine." And when God takes ownership of a war, defeat loses its voice, fear loses its grip, and pressure loses its power, because this is the moment where you stop trying to fix what only God can finish, and stop trying to control what only God can carry. And just as he promised in Zephaniah 3:17, "The Lord your God is with you, he is mighty to save, he will quiet you with his love." He is quieting the noise in your spirit, steadying the shaking in your heart, and silencing the worries that have made your mind run in circles. For you were never created to live in constant urgency, constant tension, constant alertness, and God is pulling you out of that exhausting posture and into his rest, where victory grows, not from striving, but from surrender, and peace flows not from understanding, but from trusting. And as you lay the outcomes, the timelines, and the unanswered questions at his feet, heaven moves with power, fulfilling the promise of Romans 8:26 that says, "The Spirit helps us in our weakness," meaning even when you do not know what to pray, how to think, or where to stand, God stands for you, intercedes for you, and strengthens you. And in this sacred pause, he is restoring what stress suffocated, rebuilding what fear fractured, reviving what pain buried, and renewing what warfare wore thin, because this is your season to breathe again, to hope again, to dream again, and to rise again. And God is not removing the battle because the enemy has surrendered, but because the victory is already sealed, the outcome already written, the breakthrough already delivered, and the testimony already prepared. For he who began the good work in you will carry it to completion, as Philippians 1:6 declares. Meaning the story does not end in exhaustion, but in glory, not in confusion, but in clarity, not in fear, but in faith. And as you enter this divine rest, heaven surrounds you like a shield, peace clothes you like a mantle, and God himself stands where you once stood, fights where you once fought, and carries what once crushed you. And now, chosen one, as you rise from this word, may every chain fall, may every fear break, may every lie collapse. May every heaviness dissolve, and may the rest of God settle so deeply into your spirit that it becomes your new strength, your new foundation, your new weapon, and your new way of living. And may His presence wrap around you like Psalm 16:8 says, I have set the Lord always before me, because He is at my right hand. I will not be shaken. And from this moment forward, may nothing shake you, nothing break you, nothing overwhelm you, and nothing steal the peace God has placed over your life. For the battle is His, the victory is His, the glory is His, and the rest is yours. And as heaven fights for you, may your testimony rise louder than every storm you survived, reminding your soul forever that it was God, it has always been God, and it will always be God who fights for you. Amen.